Okay guys, now in this part we're going to implement what we have done so far. So let's open up PyCharm and we're going to configure our file and folder structure and connect that to our GitHub repository so that we can maintain our code stably. Go ahead and select a new project. Call this band bot. What you're going to do here is select your virtual environment and leave these as it is unless you really want to change. And please make sure you select inherit global site packages if you're creating a virtual environment, so that all those packages that you have installed in the part 1 section, so they are inherit into these interpreters, and everything should be fine. Let's go ahead and create. Perfect. So we got a basic script. So let's just push this to GitHub real quick. I'm going to make this private. I'm going to name this Clash of Clans band bot. I'm going to put a description as Clash of Clans. Sorry, band bot crash course. So, and then I'll go ahead and share this project. Right, in the repository name should consist of the letter. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll add dash. I think it doesn't do it automatically. Perfect. Let's go ahead and share. Right, so it has created us the initial files and Git ignores everything, so we'll just leave that it is and push. Perfect, it has been successfully pushed. So let's go ahead to our web's page. So this is my GitHub page. So you log in and open up your GitHub page, and let's go to repository from here, or you can, if you don't have access from there, then you can select from the drop-down menu anyway. So we can see this is a new private project, and we can see both of them. Perfect. Now let's go back to our PyCharm. Yeah, I'll just close them. And we're gonna now create our folder structures. So this is the main folder, and within the subfolders, so we're gonna create some subfolders. First one gonna be commands. And next one's gonna be components. And next one is going to be routes. Guys, there are no rules on creating files, to be honest. It's you, whatever meaningful name you can think of, you can give it. I thought about this and I thought I'll name it this way. And now what we're gonna do is let's just go back to our Postman real quick. And if you can recall that we did all these requests, so we're gonna use some of them. Go ahead and use all of them if you like, but the one from Bend I'm going to use is to get the post, write post, and write comment. And from here, I'm going to use all of the 3. So we're also going to have to set this up exactly like we did here when we tested it. That's the basic point, that you test first, come up with the proper solutions, and then implement, right? You don't just go directly on the blind spot and try to write a code. Then you'll run into many issues. So you want to work smart and elegant and not like dump stuff on you. So let's go ahead and minimize this real quick, because we're going to create something called env files or environmental files where we're going to store our credentials. So we don't want to put them in the piece of file or anything else because it's really important. So let's go ahead on the main. So from my main folder, we're going to go new env files and then env. Do you want to add this? Absolutely not, because you don't want to push this to your repository, guys. Let me just tell you something or share with you that what I have learned from the industry is that one bad config and missed components can bankrupt the entire business. And trust me, you want to start thinking about this now, even though whether you are any beginner level, intermediate, or advanced, you want to implement a best practices, good piece of code, and making sure that everything is working not just correctly, but safely and securely. It is one of the industry's big fight nowadays. So I'm going to cancel this. And I'm going to type in some of those tokens that we stored. So the name's going to be the same. So for example, if I go back to the Postman, and here if I edit, and you can see we set it up in our variables where this cock token and then the token. Now, if you have skipped this part and you thought it was irrelevant, to get these tokens, you have to go log back into the website, which is like developer Clash of Clans API and the developer side of the band, and go to each of the sections of their application that you created and get the token from there. Let's move in here and we're going to do cock token. And then next one is going to be the band token. The next one is going to be the band key, because we're going to deal with one band here particularly. So we just want to, because they're reusable, so we want to make them all over across available in our source code. And let's go ahead and copy them and paste them here. So from the first one is the Coke token, Clash of Clans token. So I'm going to select all, copy, and then switch to my PyCharm and paste it there. Let's come over here. The next one is going to be the band token. So I'm going to go back to the PyCharm real quick, cancel that out. And next one, we're going to go to edit here, then variables. And now you can see I have a band key as well as stored here. In case if you don't have this one, I can recall that from the previous portion that I actually directly use this into each of the requests. So you can go and grab from there too, but this is just to let you know that you might, when you open up, you might not find this here, but you should be able to find the band token. So let's go ahead and copy this. And now we're going to need the band key. So the one way to get that is to run the first request that we wrote with the access token to get the band key. Or if you did all of them like I did, then you should be able to get that from the get post method. The request that we did. So over there, you should have the key. Let's go ahead, copy that, and paste it there. So now we're going to save this file, and we don't even have to worry about across all the time storing or using them. So let's go ahead and save all. Close this one. And real quick, we're going to go to git ignore. So the git ignore file is then the files that you don't want to push to your repository. You write them down here. So you can already see PyCharm did it for me, VMB. If you don't have this automatically done in your PyCharm, for some reason there was some issue, then you can go into your main folder, click new and file, and type in .git ignore, if I can spell it. So then you push enter and create that file. I'm going to cancel out because I don't need to do it. So right now I'm going to add that env file so that it's all set. When I push it, that's getting ignored. Now we are all set. and ready to rumble with the code. So the first implementation we're gonna do, it's all the API endpoints and get them set up to later interact with our commands, where we're gonna send some of the requests back and try to get it. So just follow along, guys. If you feel a bit this is too much, don't worry, pause it, then dilute information later. Let's go ahead and route Python file. First one's gonna be Clash of Clans. Do you want to add? Yes, of course we do. And we're going to import some of the library. Sorry, it's misspelled it. Request import JSON import. So we're going to get the .env because we want to load the credentials here rather than directly using them. Import load sorry, from .env import load env. So, and then import operating system OS. And now we're going to load the credentials. And let's go and get the credential key. So we're going to store that into a new variable. Only env, and remember we named it COC underscore token, as you can see. Right, perfect. And now we're gonna push enter and define our first method. So define cop request. And the cop request will take endpoint, so it takes some variable from another place. So we will make a placeholder for that. Because if you can recall, it takes a clan slash the tag sort of stuff. If you remember, we did before. And now we're gonna do cop underscore request underscore URL, so the actual URL where we're sending the request to. So it's going to be https://clash.clans.com/v1. Right, so now that should be good. So let's go and write a request method for that. So we're going to send a response body. So we're going to capture when we're going to send a request, there will be a response back. So we want to capture that in a variable and then return that to our user end user. Basically, that's the purpose here. Response equal to URL. So we're going to use the URL library in request dot request. And then let's open up the parentheses because it's a function. And this one takes the URL plus the endpoint, which is like after the v1, we're going to have that. So, and we're going to set everything else to none. Right. And now let's open up in parentheses. Sorry, let me just do Control Z here. So, comma. And we're going to do something here. So let me just push this back a little bit, clean it up. And remember, we did a method. So if I go here, and then if we go to the authorization, right here, I guess. And remember, we had to select a bearer token. So we have to do that over there, because then that I found throughout the documentation. So now you can see everything is pretty much coming into picture once I did my testing separately. So I don't have to go look around. So we're going to do authorization, semicolon, and bearer token. And pass in the key. And the key would be that one, coming from there. Right, so far so good. And let's return this. Let's load this to JSON because we want to see in the JSON format. And let's pull out the URL leave. And then let's get the cop response, whatever the response it came back. We want to open and read that into that format, and then decode into UTF-8. So there are like a lot of decoding codes, but don't worry about it. Then UTF-8. That should do it, hopefully. Right, and now we're gonna run a quick test to see if we did everything correctly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and print here because you want to test it. Obviously, I'm pretty confident. I trust my code, but hopefully there's nothing wrong. Let's see, why is it highlighting? Reformat. Okay, Python wants to clean it up. Not bad. Request. And we're going to take the end point here. So we're going to pass in some endpoints. So for now, I'm just going to quickly test on whatever we had here. So the clan/clan. So this is the endpoint. So I'm going to quickly copy this and go back to PyCharm and paste it there. And let's run some first test. And I'm going to go ahead and save all. And I'm going to go to this file, which is under the routes, and right click here and run this file specifically. So I know it's set up to main file right at the moment, but don't worry about it. We'll come to and clean it up later on. Let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so unknown encoding. So I made a stupid mistake here. So it should be UTF. Not easy to become content creator, is it? Let's run it. So we got all the information back in JSON format. As you can see, you can go about, not a problem. So I'm just going to remove this. I don't need to worry about it. So it's just a quick test to see it was working. Oops. Right, perfect. Now it is very simple. It's just writing authorization code, URL, and then you pass in your authorization and you get it in a JSON format to load. And let's save all. We are all good. So we're going to move to the next one, which is getting the band. So let's call this band. Do you want to add this? Yes, of course I do. So right. Let's start importing stuff again, just like we did for that part, and we will import one by one basically, because if you recall, we have post, we have get, post, and write post and write comments. Okay, cool. Let's go back and do that. So we're going to import request library here. Interesting. Let's go ahead and install that. Right. Then we're going to import JSON. And then from It's pretty much going to be the same, to be honest. I could have just copy and pasted it. Next time I'll just copy and paste it, to be honest. Save some time. Then load env and then import OS. And then basically same thing, we're going to load the env. And there are two variables we're going to take from there is the bend token and the bend key. So for that, we're going to need two variables. Bend token os.getEnv, and then we're going to pass in the name of the variable where we stored or to the beginner. So it's a bend key, so we can already see there. And oh no, oops, it's going to be bend token here because we are taking the token, right? And then bend key is equal to os.env to that, and then bend key. Perfect. And now we're gonna, like I said, there will be three types of requests. So let's just comment here real quick. Not sure where I've done. So let's do pound key, and then we're gonna do get post here, and then we're gonna do, I guess we're gonna do get write post. Yeah, write post, and then are we gonna do write comments? Yeah. So one by one we'll do them. No, don't worry about what it's saying. No worries. Let's just make some space for us. So now we're going to use we're going to define three different methods, which each method will return or post the things that we want. So let's go ahead and implement that. It's as easy as previously we did. Define get underscore get post, and it's not going to take anything. So get post URL. Please do apologize for spelling mistake. I know it's just front of the recording. It's a bit. So let us get the URL that we need. So basically for get post, I think this is the URL. So I'm not going to use the last bit. Obviously, that's just passing in the key. So I'm just going to take this portion of it. So just right before the question mark, and Control C and Control V. You can pause and type in. I'm just gonna take a little pause. And now I'm thinking, yeah, we can return from here. But before we done, let's just set, because I know for sure that we have to pass in this parameter. So you can see there's a query params. So we have to do something like this where it takes the access token and the band key. And we have tested previously that if we don't do those, it's going to reject, right? So let's go ahead and structure that, and we will come back to this later on. So we know we're going to use request here, request.get. And the get method takes, first of all, the URL, right? Then comma, and then let's go back down, and then params, right? So we need to pass in the params and print in the object, or in this case, a dictionary, we can say. First one is the access token, right? So access underscore token. So this is how we did it. So if we go, so access token, band key. Yeah. So let's go. Head. Access token. And then the band token. So we're going to get that token over here. And then comma. Go down, and let's do band key now. We're going to pass in the band key, and then the band key here, then comma. Now, if you recall, there was another thing that we were taking. Sorry, I think Python doesn't like my space thing. I know. Stop arguing. So there's another thing I think it takes is called local. You remember the language kind of thing. I'm just gonna pass in here just in case like you wanted to do it, and if I didn't do it, most likely that you might leave it. So I'm just gonna do that local, and the language and the content where it's from. So EN for me it's Great Britain. For if you're from US, it'll be US here. So I'm gonna leave that. It is something to something to be proud of. And now we get this request for this, right? But we have to see it in a human format, right? So people like me who can read. So let's go ahead and do return JSON.loads, right? And let's load the content, right? Dot content. So we have loaded the JSON content, and what we're going to do, what is Emotion about now? Okay, let's reformat. Okay, let's test it, guys. What should we say? I trust my code here in this case. Hopefully it won't let me down. Let's do print. Get post, and yeah, so let's test this specific method again, just like we tested it before, to ensure everything is good. So I'm gonna go back to real quick to my band, because I think I have to make some post in order to see some posts. So where you probably have to log in at this point. You should have logged into your band anyway, just to let you know. And I can see there's nothing, so I'm just gonna do again. Hello world, exclamation mark, and post. Right, perfect. So let's go to our PyCharm. And now we're going to right click on the band. That's the specific one. And then we're going to run. Right, it returned. So it worked. So let's see where it's coming from. The author name is tutorial. I'm more interested in content body. Give me the content. There you go. The content is hello world. Let's it. So we've got the post key, whatever, whatnot. Right. Now let's go ahead and implement the next two, which is write a post and write comment. And it is going to be same, but whereas write, you're going to take some content. Remember there was one for content, right? You have to pass in. The other one is called body. You have to pass in. But also remember, we have to pass in the post key. So which post you want to throw that in. So let's go ahead and do that implementation. It is fun, right, guys? Cool. I'm just going to get rid of the print. I don't want to see it again. That should be fine, right? Hopefully PyCharm doesn't moan at me. So define write post. Write post. Now on the write post, like I said, I need to take something in, right? So I need a placeholder again. So post content, right? I think that's what they wanted to see. Yeah, it's a content. Yeah, that's fine. We can name our variable, meaningful variable, guys. Yeah. Best practices, clean code, whatnot. I know it's a lot of engineer might get me. And let's write our URL again. And yeah, and we'll pass the URL from our postman. So this is the one. So create post. So just before the question mark, just copy from there. let's go back here and paste it there. Right, guys? You can pause here and type in if you're like kind of getting what I'm doing really fast. And then again, we're going to write the request post. So request, remember we did it from the request get, and now we're going to do a request post because we want to send that rather than just getting information from there. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, and we know that it takes URL. Pretty easy guess. And let's do our params. Again, we need to pass in the parameters that it takes. If I can only spell it. Right, why are you not happy? Right, he's not happy. Let's try again. Why is that? Yeah, be happy, buddy. There you go. Stop crying. So let's do access token. You know what? I could have just copied it again. Not efficient, is it? So let's go and then band key. And then band key, and let's take a look again. So we did access token, band key, and the content. That's right. So it takes content here. Oops. I know, guys, I'm horrible. I need to practice. Time. And okay. So we got this. And shall we test? I think we can test this. Can test this. Okay, cool. Let's test it. To be honest, I'm not really worried so much. And post content is equal to let's say hello PyCharm. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to think if I have missed anything, because I don't have anything at the moment to refer to where I have left a spare one to see. This is just live type in it, and if I make mistake, I need to fix my bug myself, which is a good practice for me under pressure. You know what I'm saying? So save all, and we should be good, right? Let's run this first. Right, so let's go ahead and check here real quick. Perfect. So hello PyCharm. So we were able to write. So yeah, I trust my code. Don't worry. So let's go ahead and delete this because we don't need that. So now we're gonna do what? We're gonna write comments. So let's go take a look at the comments. The comments take access code, band key, post key, and the body, and this is the URL, right? So let me quickly copy my previous one because guys, I want to save some time here, and I'll just rename everything. So first of all, obviously change the name here, comment post. Oh, let's remove this comment. Then it's gonna be comment body and post key, 2 things, right? So before it was 1 that we have taken, now it's 2 things because we need to know which post that I want to comment to, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna remove totally from here. Okay, and then write comment body. Why not appropriate variable names? Post underscore key. So it's gonna take this too. Right. I'm gonna change this name here. I don't like it. Comment. And let's go back and get the URL. So right here, And then let's copy this and go back. And paste it there. Right. Let's copy this. We need to change our variable name because I decided to change it. So the band access token, band key stays same. Right here, everything will change. So the first thing first we're gonna take is a body. So let's just double check that's the case. Yeah, it's oh no, hang on. So we're gonna take access token, band key, post key, and then body. Sorry guys. So let's do it in order. Why not? We must stay in order. So post underscore key, and then we're gonna get this post key from here. Right. And then the body. So body, and then here, copy, and then body. Perfect. Now, what we can do is that we can test this at the moment. I think so far so good. So let's go ahead and do that. Comment post, and we're gonna do comment body and post key. Right. So again, to get the post key at the moment, obviously this is now I'm typing it, but we will automate this. We'll automate this. Not to worry. Not to worry too much. So let's go grab real quickly the band post from here. So I'm gonna send this, and let's grab the post key, right? So this is the hello world, and I want to post there. So I'm gonna grab the post key from there. So copy, and go back, and post key here, and the comment body is that hello pi. And yeah, that should do that. Let's save that, and let's run this. Right, go back, refresh. Oh, I commented on hello world. My bad, guys. I was trying to comment on the PyCharm, and let's go back. This is the key from this. Let me just confirm this is the case. Yeah, this is the items, and within the items, the first item was the hello. The PyCharm item was the 0th index, and the first index was the. Okay, cool, perfect, no worries, not bad. We just commented on something. That's all I care. So, guys, we finished testing. So it's all working. I'm just gonna delete them. For the time being. Let's keep it clean. Let's go back to PyCharm. I'll remove this. And okay, so all these methods, they're just handling exactly what we did in Postman, but we just wrote that logic and implemented it in our code. And from this part, I'm going to save this too. And let's close it. So now I'm thinking that I want to clear two parts. Those two are going to be on the way. So first thing first, on components folder, I'm trying to touch, because guys, we have to run this piece of code concurrently, right? And there are going to be a lot of files of each commands, like such as player, things like that, clan, warlog, help command, or anything more than that. I need to run in something so that it's concurrently running. And when I'm thinking of concurrency, I'm thinking of either doing threading in Python, and at this moment of time, something that I possibly can implement and get it running. So I think I'm gonna do method based and parameter based. That's what I'm actually thinking. But please do go ahead and read this. I'm gonna leave a link down in below. And the idea here is that you experience now, and when you get inspiration, you go ahead and learn. There are a ton of resources out there. So I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and implement that, guys. I'm not gonna overthink about it now. So let's call this thread. And I'm going to import thread. Yeah, I'll add this. No worries. So from threading, and don't worry, guys. I'm really not gonna be going into this at the moment because time is running like a horse, and I need to do it. So I'll do class level, and create some sort of task. And then I'm going to take thread, and let's initialize the methods, and it will take some sort of object. I'm thinking about it, and let's add the thread. In it, and then it takes itself. Cool. Guys, don't worry about this thing, because I think if I start explaining everything here, it will take a long time, to be honest. And I'm gonna do methods. So all the methods, I'm gonna run them in a thread. Self dot parameters 2. PARAME, I think that's the spelling. METERS. Parameters is equal to object parameters. Let me copy this, guys. I just want to save some time. Yeah, don't worry about this threading. I'm really not gonna give a lecture on threading right now here. This is not the good course to do that. If it was something advanced I was doing, I would have spent time. And we're gonna active the daemon. So we're gonna set all of them to true, and then once something stops, we need to set them to false. Let's start the service. Yeah, there you go. The start. And define something that will. Okay, let me write it down. I'm not really. If I overthink, I'm just gonna be here stuck forever. Do not overthink, guys. This is something. Try something simple, then optimize it. I think that's something works for me, to be honest. Oops. And we're gonna take the parameter. Right. That's it for this method. Now I need to stop this service, right? So let's go ahead and stop this. So I'm sorry, guys. These are not really good naming convention here, and it's just kicking my OCD here. Self dot active equals false. So yes, that happens. That sets to false. Good. Good, my lord. Oops. PyCharm, stop crying. What's this? Okay, cool. So we just imported a simple thread here to run each task, and then when it's set to start, when it's about to start, then set that to false, basically. It's pretty simple, guys, so don't worry about it. But if you don't get it, again, no worries. Let's save this. And now, well, I'm going to close this one. We're going to use a layer. And what I want to do, I'm thinking that let me go ahead and implement all the commands that I want to do. And then I'll come back to main, because I'll need to add them to my main method with the threading. Right, so let me go into Python file, and let's do first one is the clan, I guess. Yeah, I want to add. And for clan, I'm thinking, let me just, I think I'm going to import all the routes because obviously I need to hit this point routes over here. So I'm going to import them. And also, I think I've decided to send some emoji with the if I can correctly remember, I was when I was demoing you on the part 1, I was gonna send some emoji. So I'm gonna use that library. If you haven't installed, check part 1. So and all these routes. So as a at a package level, so conc import. I think we called it request. Yeah, that's the math functions. And then from routes dot band, we're going to import 2 things here. Is to write a post and write a comments. Now I want to get the post. I want to check, like, okay, somebody sends a command, and I'll need to make sure that I'm checking if that command is the correct one, and then serving the user. So that checking has to be done every time. So I think I'm going to implement that at a main body, so that when it's running, it's checking at the same time, and at the same time it's responding back. So that way it is simplified. But if you want to go ahead and do this at this level, then you have to modify your thread, remember? So you have to do multi-processing that time instead of thread, I believe. So let's go ahead and do the simplified version. So right post. Let me see why is it not getting? Oh, God. So let's change this. Right comment. I was thinking, why is it not getting that? Save all. Who's this? There you go. Right comment function. So, and let's go ahead and take a class of clan, and let's initialize that. And I'm going to come back to this, guys. I'm going to pass right now. So, because I need to fix my main method before I can implement any further. So first, number 1 thing I'm going to implement here is the get post method is running and checking every time if there's a post. And then from there, we're going to trigger this over here. But I'll go ahead and do the rest of the commands just so that I have the templates ready. So I'm going to use the same everything right here. So let's go ahead and save that and right click over here, new Python file. The next one would be, I think, player. Let's add, and let us copy this and paste it there. Right, I'll save all. No worries, guys. We will come back to those. Don't worry. And then the next one we're gonna do is Warlog, right? So because we want to see the Warlog, let me just confirm that's the case. Yeah, get clan, get player, get Warlog. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, cool. Go back to PyCharm. Warlog. Yes, add, my dear. Cool. I think I'm going to change the name at the same time. I've been just copy and pasting. Too much precious time. Too much. Player Warlog. Yes, Warlog. Right. Let me just switch this here. Okay, and player, clan, player, and Warlog. Right, that's fine. So save all. Close all of them. And I think we're going to do one more is the help command. but we can implement that later. Let's go ahead and implement this 3 first, and then we'll worry about that. So now to our main method. Right, finally. So let's go ahead, delete them. I'll just keep that. Right, now if you remember just a little ago that I was going to add all of them together and then run and perform every one of those tasks. So that's what my plan is there. And let's say I'm going to set a time that every 60 seconds they're getting performed. So I'm going to do import time and then import all of my, including the get route and all the commands file here, so that they're to stack together. So from route, sorry, from band, is it? No, what am I doing? From routes, oh god, dot band import, damn me, import get post, right? So we're gonna get that post, just that method specific method, and then we're gonna import all the commands files. So from commands dot clan, import the clan class, then from commands again we're gonna import the player, and then player, and then from commands dot warlog import import warlog. So yeah, so all the imports. Now let us implement the main body class. So class, and I'm gonna name so I'm gonna name that band bot, because that's the bot it's gonna start, and we're gonna obviously define the initialize the method, and I'm gonna print when it comes online. I want to notify for us, like to notify us that the bot is started, like so this service has started. So bot is online, right? And then we're gonna run some sort of a loop, so it needs to run in a loop. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use while loop here, because while true, if it goes sets to false, then I want to stop, right? So while true, then we're gonna do self, and now I want to so I want to initialize the get post. So first thing first, I'm going to check the post in here. So to do that, I'm going to take a new variable and assign that over here. So I can say, get me all the post, right? So that's how, well, right now I'm thinking in my head that. So go ahead, whatever you want to name, and then get post method. So that's the method I'm going to use. And then basically get the rest of the commands, give me those. So basically the clan, and then within there is self dot get all get. Did I say that? Oh no, get all post, get all post, dude, get all post. So get all post. Right, and how many we have? 1, 2, 3. So 3 of them. So within there, basically, I'm gonna implement that now. You see this variable right here. So all the posts now is within the main body and also in the class level variable, which is our commands file, and we are able to access them so that we do our checks and confirm and then send it back, right? So 3 of them. The first one is gonna be the player, second one, and then Warlog, lovely jubbly. For the time being, I'm gonna comment this too with the pound key, right? So I'm gonna comment these out because I want to do one by one, implement one of them first and test that, and then go from there. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense, right? And then we want our loop to sleep at some time. Otherwise, it will be running all day long, right? It wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to set this to 60 seconds. So every 60 seconds, he gets to rest and then run, rest and then run. And then now we're going to get our class here, which is vendor. There. And reformat that. Remove this comment. Sorry, guys. I know I didn't comment. So some of you guys might say, you haven't commented. How could you code? Don't worry, bro. We will do that. When I leave this repository file with the final work, you're going to have all the comments explaining each lines, and you can read and sort of guide through. But if I start recommending here, I'm going to consume more time. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I'm not going to do anything further than that. I'm just going to keep it at like a template, easy to go to kind of thing. And let's go close this. Let's go ahead to the clan. And one thing, guys, I just realized that I'm doing it too fast. So I didn't commit actually. So I'm supposed to commit in each sections when I do that. I know the time is really going fast and sort of stuff. But for you, like once you implemented the banding, the routes, make sure you commit so that you can trace back your code. But I'm going fast because I want to get this done within the time period. Anyway, so let's go to the clan and let's implement. So first thing first, I want to get that Mr. Get all post. And let's remove the password now. And yeah, let's assign this. Right, and then basically let's define a variable. Let's define a method or function that will take care of the clan, that will trigger the command where we actually gonna implement how to read, and basically do all the logic, basically, and then clan information, right? And then do self, obviously come here. And at the moment, I'm just going to leave it to pass. Right, come back here. I'm going to add that to my main method. So self.clan information. So now, cool. So from here, we're going to implement some logics, right? So we want to get all the items and then loop through all the items and get the specific ones that we need. And then from there, obviously, if somebody said, for example, let's say clan and the tag, so it's gonna come as a clan tag and the tag. So let me grab a tag so it'll make sense more. Get clan. Let's just grab this tag here and go back to PyCharm. Oh, actually no. Where am I going? Here. And let's put a pound key there. So this is what we expected, right? We tell them what command it is. We tell the user will tell us what command and what was the basically what command's parameter, which is like clan, and then clan tag, and find me the clan. That's what we're expecting. So let's go ahead and post that. And now we need to, once you do that, it's going to come as a full post. So we need to split them so that this will be the first one and this will be the second one. And then from there, we're going to run this tag and pass to our cork routes. Remember, Clash of Clans routes, and then retrieve the information. So that's the logic. So let's go ahead and implement that. Get all post. Dot get all post, and now we want to get the items. So post response content. Yeah, we want the content, that would be a good name. Get all post. Get all post, and then basically do result data. I think it comes in a result data, if I can recall. Get post. Yeah, we can send a test. Let's go ahead, because I don't want to assume, because I can recall some of the stuff, but okay. So it's that's an array object. So that's an object that is sent in the dictionary, like kind of like a dictionary if you come on the Python side, and then there's an array which is like basically items, and we need to iterate through them in order to get it. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing first, we're gonna need is the result data. Let's go ahead and copy that. And then we're gonna need the items, so because we iterate through them, right? So I'm just gonna write it down. And now we're gonna iterate through, right? For item in post response content, give me so basically I want to know when the post happens. Let's think about this, right? When this post happens, I want to verify that this post has been seen by the bot. And so to verify that, I will leave some sort of a comment and count if there's any comment or not. If there is, then move on to next post. If there is, and then move on to next forward. Go forward, and if there is not, then response to that and then post the result. That's what I'm saying. But guys, you can actually make this much more convenient by changing the logic. So I will leave this to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and implement this. That's what I had in my head, to be honest, when I was like when I was beginning try doing this when I made the bot for our Clash stats, and that's what I initially thought were templates sort of, and then later I kind of like build up, made it much more what are we looking for. But I'm thinking of that in my head now, and I'm gonna implement that. So I need a comment count, and then item, which is the index. And I need the comment counter. Let me just check this the case. Yep, comment count. Let me copy that. And let's also get the content, because we need to remember we said we want to split the content. So let's go ahead and implement that. And then let's call this content. And what's going on? Comment count. Oh, I don't care. Do what you like. I'm not gonna argue with you at the moment. So post key. So we're gonna need also content and the key, because when we're gonna post the comment into the post, I need to know which post it is, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go and put post key. So we need to get, sorry guys, I'm just, sometime you blank out. And what's the next step? So when you're blindly trying to do something, I think next time I'm gonna have some sort of like script to help me out. Not take longer. So now I'm gonna split them out. Split the content and store it in a variable. So we're gonna do content.split, and we're gonna split it in half. And then we're gonna take the portion where's the tag, because that's what we need, right? See the portion of the tag. So I'm gonna do that clan tag. Yeah, I can do join now, because once I do that, and then let's go ahead and split the content. And I want to take anything that's after the first index of that. So I'm going to slice that and then do strip, because I want to take the hash too. Because you remember we can't pass the hash in there. So I do remember that, because it's been a long work with the Clash of Clans API, trust me. And you kind of like memorize it by the time you keep on doing it. So remember pound key, we created pound key like this. So this is what we're going to do later. But right now we want to remove the pound key. So I'm going to strip it. And then the pound key. Right, that should do it. And now the logic, right? So if the command has the appropriate command and there is no comment in there, go ahead and response, right? So we need if statement for that. If so clan in split content. So if there is, see, we have taken the content, we split it, but the content, half of the content has that and half the content the other end has that, the tag. So, and a comment count, so we need to call this comment count is equal to 0, and go ahead and trigger, my friend. And so now we're gonna trigger that. And now what happened is that we can do one, there are various checks we can do here, but it's a homework for you, right? So the tag validations and the error handling, go ahead and do that. If you practice them, trust me, they will improve a lot. But I will simplify things and just carry on what I'm doing. So if clan tag is equal to null, so there's nothing, like somebody posted like, let's say /player, clan/player, and they didn't put tag, then I just want to go ahead and say, mate, they ain't gonna happen. Come up with the proper one. So write comment. So I'm gonna call the comment method here and then pass in, so we're gonna reply them, right? So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna use double speech mark because I think we have some variable to use. So, and we're gonna take f-string literals. F-string literals is that when you want to format a string and a variable, so you can use that in Python. Just for references, if you are kind of new to this. So what do we want to reply? We want to say it's invalid made. Invalid command. And let's pass in some nice emoji. So we're gonna use the emoji method. So emoji.emojize, I think so. Emojize, yeah. And take the emoji. So we're gonna pass in the emoji here. Just to let you know that I have read this document before I started recording this. So if you wanna go ahead and find out more about them, go to Python emoji and pull out their documentation and have a read. I'll leave the description down below anyway. So let's go ahead, and I want to put red stop. Oops, if I can spell. Okay, so that's gonna happen when it's invalid, and if it's or else, if everything is perfect, then go ahead and trigger. So we're gonna write the so we still have to write the comment, right? We're gonna still write the comment and say that, okay, this is tick, good, it's fine. Then send the actual information based on that. So let's go do that. And the comment body. I'm gonna do double speech just in case. Actually, I can do single speech because I like full. I like everything to be following because no, too bad. Maybe next time I'll do format then if you're gonna argue with me like this. Never mind, guys. So I was just thinking over my head why not. But let's go and say we're gonna verify the user to fetching data, right? Just wait. And let's send some emoji to emojize. Yes. Oh, yeah. So basically, you remember last time I said that if you put double string and you want a single code, so you have to use the double string double code outside and the single code inside. So that's why I was throwing it there, just for the reference, because I didn't realize that time. Dizzy. That's the emoji I used in the past. So I'll use them as it is. And now let's go ahead and trigger the Clash of Clans, right? So it's time for him to wake up. Clan response content. Only if I can spell. And yeah, let's call this first. And as you can see, it says now, give me the endpoint. So straight away saying, give me the endpoint. So yeah, let's go ahead and give him the endpoint, mate. So I have single string chess clan slash. Remember the pound? Yeah, we have to create that pound. So percentage 23. And then basically it's going to take the tag here. So remember we cleaned our tag on the top, which is right here, because user is going to pass in the tag. So we don't want to manually pass in the result, right? That wouldn't make sense. He's like, I'm going to ask for this one. Why is it sending me different? So that's going to be the issue later on. Okay, so now we have the content, and let's go real quick and see what information we can grab from here. Let's go ahead and send. So, guys, feel free to, I guess, roam around this. Because the time is too short, I'm just gonna take two things. I'm gonna take the name and tag of the clan, and then probably I'm gonna probably show some like what trophies requirements and stuff like that, or trophies or clan points, whatever in this case. So let's go ahead and do that. If I start implementing everything, this video is going to be 2-3 hours long. Don't want that. Definitely not. So don't want space. So let's go ahead and call our right post and post content, obviously. Yeah. And let's do double speech, because I think we're going to have a lot of single speech. And here, what we can do is that we can format now. So let's do clan name. So we're gonna pass the clan name, right? So name and a tag. So let's go clan name. So yeah, clan. Sorry, I'm just trying to think if I have missed anything. Clan response content, and we're gonna call the name here. Right, and then we're gonna call for probably tag. That's what we said, right? And gonna give a space. So just if you wanna have a return or space, or it's not space. Sorry. Next, if you wanna go to the next line, the Python has a called new line. So we're gonna do the new line, and yeah. So now to the next line, what we're gonna do is add client points, I believe. Yeah, that's what we said that we're gonna implement. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna stay in this, and then we'll push enter from there to go down. So clan points. And then clan response content. And then clan points. I believe that's how it is. Let's just double check. Yeah, let me just quickly copy that because I knew I saw that, but just in case I make a silly mistake and then we're stuck over there trying to fix this. From this point, I'm just gonna push enter here, guys. Sorry, it's just going too far. And I'm gonna go for the next one. So I'm just gonna pass in the emoji. Sorry. So emoji dot emojize, and gonna do this. So it's a trophy. Right, perfecto. Let me just double check if I have missed anything in there. Oh yeah, and we need to send it. Where do we actually want to send it? Okay, I made a mistake. I guess here I didn't thought about this, the process. So when we write in comment, you see I said we're gonna comment to the speak, but I haven't passed in the key where we exactly want to comment here. So go to line number 27. So you see these numbers, they're lines. So I'm gonna refer to them. So go to line number 27, and over here, just do comma and do post key, and then pass in the post key. So because we want to see that over there, right? So now to the next comment, we're going to do the same because we have missed that out. That would have been an error, right? Always making sure, oops. Always making sure that things are good to go. And yeah, so far so good. So let's go ahead and hit save. And now we can run our main method. So rather than running this, we can run our main method right here. Okay. And let's double check. Clan is there. Everything is implemented well. So just going to switch there. Okay. Yeah. Why are you going there? Come back here. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hit save and run main now. So go ahead and right click and run main. And you can see bot is online. Let's check over here. There you go. So we got the response. I'm just going to go ahead and stop this from running because otherwise it's always checking now. Yeah, so this is the logic we did. So when somebody sends the command and the tag, and then we split them, we take the tag and we let them know that this has been ticked, and for our piece of code to understand that this has been verified, this post. And then for the next post, we're gonna send another post of with the actual content. So we've got the clan name and the tag and the clan points and the number and some emoji, right? So that is fine. That worked. So that's the first implementation of our code. So guys, I hope you are you with me right at the moment, and you understand what I'm going through right now. So basically, this is what's gonna happen to the rest of them, with some changes where like the URL will change for the player and then Warlog to begin with. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna select all, copy this, and go to player. And I'm gonna replace them over here. Right. So let's start from line 7. Right. We want this to be player. Right. And what information are we gonna take on line number 10? Because we're gonna take because our method is now gonna be called player. So let's go ahead and change that. So we are taking a player information from there. So basically to have a very name that is meaningful to that. And yeah, let's go through line by line, and we can change the stuff that we need and the stuff that we don't need. So yeah, all good. We're still gonna take this 3. Now we're gonna split. Now the tag we're taking is not clan, actually, it's gonna be player tag, right? So let's change the name. So we can always identify that. And from here, we're gonna check for player command, because this is player information. And yeah, so let's go ahead and copy this from line 22 and then replace, because we are checking for clan tag. So we're gonna paste it there. Right, and yeah, so far so good. This line is perfectly fine. On the else part, yeah, we're gonna do that. But here, see, here we're gonna change that. So we're gonna change that to to the player URL and player information. So let's go get that. So we're gonna take this bit, just the /player bit. Actually, just the players will be replaced. Right? So we can change here players, and instead of clan tag, we can say player tag. Right, and now this response content becomes the player response content. So let's go ahead and change that, so we can always distinguish what's going on. So it's good to change them and then be reasonable about it. So we're gonna get the player name and the tag, and probably we can get something like I don't know. Let's go hit run. We can get their name, tag, and we can get what information can we get from here? Is the attack points? Yeah, we can get that information. Just for an example here. So I'm just going to replace this, right? And over here, we're going to change that. So we're going to change it to attack wins. And change our emoji too. So I'm going to have something like a cross sword. This is the fought. He fought that and got it. So cross swords. And that should be fine, guys, to be honest. So yeah, I know I didn't type everything in here and just throw it because I want to save some time, to be honest. And it's reasonable to copy and not type everything in, unless it was completely different from the previous one. Then I would have probably do it right from the beginning. So I'm just ensuring that I haven't missed anything. So it's a player class. Everything stays same. So we're getting player information. We get the method name in the initialization methods. We get the post, we get the results, we get the items, we go through, iterate them, split them, strip them, whatever we do, beat them up, and then player in split content, and we count that. How is it more than 0? It has to be equal to 0. If it's more than that, we're not gonna go, and if it's below that, we're gonna try to get the information and do some checks, and we're gonna see if the player tag is empty. If it's then post that, or else go ahead and verify that post and do that. So I'm going to quickly save this. So in this command, what is happening is that somebody is going to do, let's say, player, and then the player tag, basically. So the pattern, I think you will get this by now. So let me just get this tag. Go back to the browser and put the pound key. So there you go. So somebody's going to drop this and expect some results. So I'm just going to post it now. And I go back here and check my main method real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and close the clan. Go ahead and check the main method, and I'm going to enable that player now because we have implemented that that class and the class level variables and methods, whatnot. And we're going to enable that to our threads and the main body method. So let's go ahead and save all and let's run it. Right. So let's go quickly check if we got the result. Ta-da, we've got the result here. So I'm going to stop this from running constantly. So you can see the player and the tag, and it's got some verification, and then over here the information that we have requested of that player and the tag and the clan points, which is like basically 0 at the moment. Looks like this person haven't fought much. Anyway, now to the next quest, which is the Warlog, right, guys? So let's quickly do this because we are not very far away from ending this. So let's go ahead and copy this and go to Warlog and select all and then paste it. So again, we're gonna go from line 7. Whatever line you're at. So from there, we're going to change that to Warlog. So we're going to change the class name. We're going to call the method also Warlog information. Right, we're going to change it here too. Right, Warlog information. And yeah, so far so good. We get the post, we get this. And yeah, this is fine. The item should be fine. And here we'll change again back to clan tag. I think I was better off copying the clan version. I think that would have been simple because it's just similar, right, guys? And so now we're gonna check for Warlog. And then we're going to replace this again over here. And now let's take a look. So we're going to change the response body too. So it's going to be Warlog, right? So meaningful variable. Right. We'll come to this later in a minute. I'm just going to remove this so that's not confusing. Right. Let's complete that. So I'm going to leave this empty. Now, Warlog, we need to check the URL and how it's taking sort of information. But guys, just to let you know that Bend has some sort of word count limits to their post. So you can go and check their documentation and find that I don't want to just quote that a wrong value and then somebody come on the comment section like with a stick to beat me up or something. You know, why did you say that? And so on the Warlog, I wanna get the only, because if you send it right now for this client, this is like huge, right? But obviously there's some limitation. Maybe you can get the last 5, last 10, but according to your requirements and need. But for me, I'm gonna get like for this demonstration just 1, because if I can get 1 information, I can get as many as I like, right? That's the concept of the working procedure here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass some conditions. So to get this condition right, you can check the Clash of Clans API documentation, that what sort of condition after the URL you can pass in, how much information you want to see, how much information not. So I would say go have a read, but here I'm just going to go ahead and implement it because I know which parameter goes after that, because I have read that documentation quite a lot. And so first thing first, I'm going to take this one, the URL, because I'm going to need that, and then modify the URL from there. Right, on the tag, obviously I'm going to replace this with the clan tag. And then now at the end of it, we're going to pass in condition here. So we're going to say limit So I need only one of them, those results. I don't want a whole bunch of it. So I'm gonna set limit to one. And I also want to get the item, right? Because if you look around here, it's an item array. From this array, give me one. Basically, that's what I'm saying. And yeah, so I'm gonna get probably the name of the both of the clans, and that's it. To be honest, guys, you can format however you like from there. Should be all good, right? So let's go here. So I'm gonna push enter. So now it's an array, right? So what do you do with this array? You iterate through an array. So we're gonna say Warlog in Warlog response content. So the content is an array object that we have received, and we're gonna say we're gonna write from there basically whatever the content comes in. Right. If you want to basically, for example, obviously it's gonna give me one index value, but if you want multiple index value, then what I suggest that you have a variable on top here, and you assigned all your result to there, and then write the post so that you can send all the posts. Otherwise, each index will be then obviously it's not gonna get stopped on first index value, right? But if you wanna, those who are not beginner and not sure what I'm talking about, check the Python learning content where you play around with an array or list basically in terms that, and how do we access each list element sort of stuff, and how you can store some elements into different variable and print them out sort of stuff. So that will help you to understand what I'm trying to do here. But for now, I'm not really worried because I want to send the first item anyway. So I'm just going to do that. So Warlog. And name. So this is like home clan, which is me, and then whoever I'm up against. So I'm going to say versus, and then I'm going to want to show the opponent's information. Warlog. I think this is how it is. Let's double check. Yep, that seems to be that. Opponent. And then I want the name of the opponent. Right. Give me the clan name, give me the clan, and get in the clan and give me the name of the clan. You got in the opponent and give me the name of the opponent and show me this. That's what I'm basically saying here. Pretty simple. But again, guys, play around with it. Experiment, like I said to you. If you want to go ahead with the more information. And yeah, that should be perfectly fine. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Again, I'm gonna double check just like a player one if I have missed anything, and then I don't want to receive any array because I know you guys are following me thoroughly. Yep, clan tag. Warlog in split content, the comment count, yeah. If it's empty, give them this red arrow, and if not, then tell them that you're gonna get it. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and quickly save this. And let me show you how this is gonna go over here. So guys, I'm just doing one by one because I want to break things down and not just rush it in, but the bot will constantly work. So you don't have to like stop, start, or do anything. So you can keep the program running and then go and test it all in one go. So that will do it too. So I don't want to assume something. I don't want you to assume something wrong going on here. So now I'm gonna get the Warlog for tag for that. So right here, I guess. Let's copy this and paste it here with the hash. Right, and then let's post this. Let's quickly go and enable this in the main method. So you can see our Warlog is comment out, and all you gotta do is just remove that hash, right? Or you can do control and then / from your Windows machine, and for Mac is for us it's command and then /. Anyway, so we've got all of the three now, and I'm fingers crossed that things will work. For the possibilities that it's gonna go wrong because I'm doing it like a live. I don't have anything to go back and check against it. That's why I'm saying that. Please bear with me. If it goes something wrong, we will figure it out together. And you can see how debugging works. Yeah, let's go ahead and run. Bot, you can see bot is online. Let us refresh this. Okay, it's fetching data. So let me refresh this. Right, we haven't got any result, right? So let me go back and stop. Right, so there is something wrong, right? We ran into error. So let's debug together. This is a good practice. So let's run from beginning. So it went to line number 23 on bot, and then it went to this 17, and then basically it went down, further down. So it started saying something here. So it's saying in the right decode ETF. So we had a 404 error, URL leave HTTP error. Here we run into error with this one over here. So we're gonna go to Warlog. So exactly what it's saying, we're gonna follow the step by step. So we're gonna go through his step, and then he had issue right over here with this. So now let's take a look where we made a mistake here. So we must have made a mistake here, and this is why he's panicking now. So cut request, right? And then we did HTTPS. Let me just double check right, what I did, guys, you see, this is the thing. I have put in the URL twice, you see? So I'm going to remove this, because this is supposed to be our endpoint. And when I was rushing, I rushed through that. So this is how I figured out. So this is one of the way to figure things out. I'm just going to remove those bunch. I know it looks like scary, but we managed to fix this anyway. So it's going to be endpoints, and then limits, and then items, right? So let's go ahead and save all. So I'm going to quickly go back here and remove the comment, because I don't want this, because he's already verified, right? And now, guys, you don't want to do this in the future, right? You don't want to post this if such a thing happens. So this is why you need to validate whether information has been retrieved or not. So you have to write some logic in order to do that. If I start doing all this, the code becomes advanced, and we will be going somewhere around, right? So this is a homework for you to do. That's the main bit. So I'm going to refresh this and go back, and let's go ahead and make our second attempt. I'll just make sure it's safe. And let's refresh. Right, it's fetched. Okay, again, we have another error. It says URL error HTTP not found. Right. So again, it has the issue with this. Cool, fine. Let's take a look why we are going wrong right at the moment. So we passed in the clans. Then we didn't pass in the $pound sign, right? So you see, these are the little things will push you back, guys. So we need to create 23 here, and then so let me just double check again if this is the correct URL, so that we don't keep coming back into same error again and again, basically. But it's good we have an error. If you run into error like this, you know what you're doing wrong, right? So we didn't add first of all, we're supposed to add here is the endpoints, not the full URL. And then the next mistake we made is that we didn't add the hash, because remember we split and stripped the hash, but we didn't add that here. So yeah, so far to me it looks good. I'll save that. And let's go ahead and remove the comment from here. And then go back to here and then run. Let's have a look. Hopefully no more errors. If there is, we'll fix it together. Don't worry. Right, tada! We've got the results. So Wire Sniper 2.2 versus Queen Dice. That's the first Warlog index that we have pulled out. So I'm going to stop here, guys. All right, and go back. So again, we checked the Warlog and took the tag, and because we made a mistake on the URL formatting, endpoints formatting, that's why it wasn't able to get the results for us. So that's the first one. Cool, perfect, guys. Now this was the initial plan to begin. If I go back to slides, that we're gonna have this free and the help command. So, but what I want to do real quick, guys, I know it's so much information going on, and I want to be frankly honest with you. Even when I worked in the first time on this one, I had to figure things out myself, and I understand. Not everybody can see the big picture here, right? So what I'm gonna do as a bonus content to that, I'm gonna add a simple command where it will tell us a joke. So it's an open API, so you don't need any authentication. I just looked through online and found one when I was searching through, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna add this just for the sake of simplicity and understanding for people. So let's go and take a look at this. So before that, we can just do a quick commits, right? We haven't done any commits till now. So let's go to git and then commit. So these are all the files we want to commit, and let's say we have, feel free to write whatever you like, and you can add emoji if you like. So I'm gonna add a smile and address. Actually, I don't want to add smile. Let's add I don't know, some sort of like robots or you know what, guys, forget it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going too much around it. It's for small things. That's not. Anyway, so I'm going to submit those. So I'm going to say we have finished routes, threading, and commands implementation. Right, guys? And let's commit. You can commit and push from here, but I'm not sure. I think it hasn't been, it's some sort of like not showing here, but I'm going to go ahead and commit anyway. It doesn't matter. And so we can see all this has been committed. So for some people, you might see they do some fancy stuff on their terminal, which is fine. I'm not against of anything. I use myself a Vim, and when I commit, I don't try to go on any ID because it would make sense, because I'm on terminal, so I can commit from terminal. And let's go ahead and push. And all of these we are pushing. Perfect, it's been pushed. So let's go ahead and really quickly refresh our page so we can see we have committed. It looks bad. We have done 2 commits. It doesn't look good at all, trust me. But as you can see now, the routes, the components, and the commands, and we don't have that, especially the env file, because that's what we try to secure it. Anyway, and yeah, everything looks great so far here. So now let's quickly look at the API for joke. So this is a person who these are 25 contributors to this, and try, guys, if you're getting into programming, there's one advice for you all: try doing open source contribution. it will help you. Trust me. It will help you to do a lot of stuff. Even if you end up arguing with people with the commits, but it will help you. Trust me. It helped me a lot personally. From when I was going through learning, I just didn't get up one morning and program just come into my head. No, obviously not. So what we're gonna do, it tells a random joke. So you can see these are their URLs. So once you hit URL, it gives you type ID, and the type and the setup. So hey, hey dad, did you get a haircut? And then punchline, which is like, no, I get all of them all cut. So anyway, so we're gonna get that and implement real quickly. So now let's go over to our project real quick. I will go to route quickly because I want to still maintain the file system here. So I can just, even though I can write, there will be 2 lines, but still I want to maintain the clean and the code base. So basically, let's go and say this is a joke. Do you want to edit? Yeah. And we're going to import real quick the request and import JSON and define a little function. So get random joke. And then we're going to pass in the joke request URL. So joke request URL. And let's grab the URL from their site real quick. So that's the URL. So you can grab it from there. We can open it and grab it from there. So let's go back here. Single quote, put it there. And we're going to return that, right? We're going to return JSON.loads and then request.get. And we're going to get from the joke URL. So we're basically going to read this and the content, basically. So, right. We can quickly check if we get it right, because I know I'm probably going to run into issue. And this is, why are you moaning? Cool. Fine, let's save all. And I'm going to quickly run this joke.py file. So let's run. Oh, cool. Oh, sorry. I bet I didn't implement the method. So when you run something and really quick, you have to implement that. Let's run it. And we got the ID, type, setup, and then punchline. So now only thing we're gonna send later on is that this piece of a sentence and this one, the punchline and setup. So let's remove this. Let's remove the print. Guys, I hope you're appreciating all this content. Make sure to like, because it motivates small content creator like me who hasn't got lot of views or likes. And I'm obviously doing this to kind of motivate young people to get into programming of today's the world and generations and stuff. It's not like that you will not live without a programming. I'm not saying that. Obviously, you can make a living out of a lot of things, but it's just that, you know, it's good to know. And a lot of schools and colleges are nowadays pushing it, to be honest. And you obviously the folks there watching are technical mind, even the non-technical people in terms of that. So anyway, we're going to quickly implement that command. We're going to call this, I guess, a joke, because it's a joke command. And let's add it. And it's going to be same follow-up, but rather what's going to happen is that we're going to implement sort of like less things, like it's going to be less. So let's go ahead and import those from routes. From routes.joke, import get random jokes, and then from routes, because we need to do something with that. I'm thinking I'm going to go simple, guys. I'm going to, rather than posting, I'm going to comment on when somebody sends that post. So you now know that you can do both ways. You don't have to send back directly. You don't have to send back a new post, right? I just made that logic because sometimes you might run into different issues, and then you want to change the logic. So this will help you. Now I'm gonna go the simple route, a much more simpler route, where is that we're just gonna reply the user back with the comment. So import. Right, comment. So we got all imports. Now let's go ahead and define the class. Class, so method, and we're gonna define init. Right. And this method is going to take same thing. So get underscore all post, and then self dot get all posts. Ooh, not attribute, dear me. And then assign that to get all posts. So, and then basically we're going to create a method called which creates random jokes, right? Just like we did for Clash Clan player information. So same logic, nothing changed. I'm just typing it so that you can, if you don't want to implement the other stuff, you can at least try with one single thing and then take it from the generator. Random joke generator. That's how to get out of this method, and then do define random joke. Generator, and then self, it takes itself, and then we can do get underscore all get all post and assign that again to a new variable, and self dot get all post, so it's initialized. And yeah, so we want to read all the contents, right? So I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna go quickly here, and I'm gonna copy all of this right here from line 14 to line 19, and I'm gonna copy this and then come back here and just paste it there, right? So you can pause here if you want to type, go ahead. Just trying to save some time here. So we're gonna still get the comment count and content and the post key because we want to follow up the same logic, but just with the little twist. So we're gonna say if the explanation joke in content. So if this is found in the content, so this is the content of the band. So if it's found in here, right? We don't want to split because we're not looking for anything else. If it's found here, then do check if it has the command, and based on the logic, go. So we're not gonna clean it up. We're not gonna do any clean string here. So and comment count. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Let me copy this. So comment count is equal to 0. Now do write comment, right? So we're gonna write comment. So comment body is equal to. So we're gonna do. Oops, I keep going there, guys. I know. So I'm gonna do right here. So now we want to call that get random joke, right? So we're gonna call that get random joke, and we want to get 2 of the information, which is first one is setup, and we're gonna get a new line. So to get a new line, you do this forward backward slash nn, and then we're gonna get we're gonna call that method, and we're gonna get the punchline for that, right? So punchline, and that should do it, to be honest. I'm hoping that anything else is not required. So if so now we know, but we also need to declare that where it's gonna post. So this post key needs to be here, right? Like we did previously. So post key is equal to post key. Right. So we can push enter here so that it's much more visible. Right. I don't know why Python is complaining. Be happy, mate. So this is a very, very simple and quick implementation. If you really don't, you can use you can make a lot of use case out of it. It doesn't have to be this specific band bot of Clash of Clans. You can do like a meme or other things that you can think of, or maybe you can use it for your businesses. So you have to use this app and you can make a good use of that. And let's save it. And I'm going to close all of this and quickly go back here. Now we have to add this, right, guys? Otherwise, the main body and thread wouldn't know which task to create and where to run from. So from commands dot joke import joke. That's what you're gonna do. And what you can do here to duplicate is Control D. This is a shortcut in the IDE, so I can do for Mac is Command key plus D, and then it will duplicate for us. Or you can go ahead and copy. And I'm gonna do joke. That's it. So it's now added to our main body. I'm gonna go ahead and save all. And let's see in action, guys. I know I didn't do testing here, but again, I trust it. But if there's any, we will go through together. And let's run. Right. Let's quickly go here. Let's post / joke, exclamation mark joke. Let's upload. Hit refresh. And we'll do a couple of refresh. I think the internet is a little slow down here. Let's see if there's any error, to be honest, first of all. No, it's running. So we're good. So it's just the load on the network. And let's quickly check if we have done the joke. Yeah, it's a joke, so it shouldn't be a problem. And let's go and have a look again. There you go. So I'm just going to stop the program from running. And you can see it commented, did you know crocodile could grow up to 15 feet? And the punchline a carrot. Yeah, so you can see that's a very simple implementation of text to text, I know. And that's another common command you can do. Now, to clean things up, guys, I know the one more thing we have to do is the help command. So let's go ahead and implement that. That will be pretty easy, to be honest. And I just want to complete this because rather than leaving you in the middle, I'll give you some homework, don't worry, to complete this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, from here, right, I'm going to copy this bit from the joke. And then just copy. And then go in command, file, click on there, and then Python file, and let's call this help. Yep, edit. And then paste it here. And then here we're gonna call this help. And yeah, so we're gonna rename all of these. It's not a joke anymore. Help information. And over here too. Help information. And yeah, the rest should be fine. I am counting on my code. And then next bit is that the logic of checks, which is if is equal to help and in content. So you're gonna get the content and comment count is equal to 0. Then basically write the comment basically. So we're gonna send a comment here to comment body, and then basically let's do a single speech because I'm pretty sure we don't need too much here. So I can say here are the list of bot commands. So guys, feel free to arrange however you want to do this. And we're gonna create a new line, I guess, here. So I'm gonna create a new line, and then we're gonna say the first command, which is the clan, and then we're gonna say clan information, then new line, which will then get a new line for us. Also, we don't want spaces here, otherwise it may not look nice. And then next one is going to be the player command, which gets player information. And then next one is the new line, and we get Warlog. So it's getting a bit further, guys. I know. I'm just gonna quick format that later. Not worry. Let me just quickly finish this up, repeat it, and then the next command we have is a joke, right? So it's tells a random joke, right? Cool. So let's clean it up. So first one we had the clan. Then we have the player, then we have the warlog, and then we have the joke. There you go. So this is as simple as that, guys. It's much simpler. There's no API or anything used. It's just our route where we're gonna check and write it. And now we're gonna also add the key. Let's not forget that. So which post is supposed to go. And hit save, and add that to the main body from commands.help import help class. And we're gonna do here is that copy this, or either do the shortcut, which is Control D for Windows and Mac. Windows and Linux, and for Mac is Command D. So it will duplicate for you. It's good to know all this, guys. It makes you look like a hacker. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that should be it. Let's hit save. Let's clear this window out. I cannot think of anything, to be honest. Let's close this and again hit save. Make sure to save, guys. You don't want to end up losing your work. And let's go back and quickly run some tests. So we have joke and we have all of them, and then we're gonna post help. Oh yeah, I forgot to run the code. Sorry, guys. And let's go ahead and run the main. This should not take, I don't know. Sometimes could the possibilities that the other API end of API network could be slow or anything like that. That sometimes does delay. And yeah. Oh, we have error. Attribute error help. Object has no attribute help information. Oh, okay. I can see there's something wrong with that. Okay, spelling mistake, guys. Cool. Let's run it. Yep, code is running. Let's go back. Hit refresh. There you go. I'll just shut this pod for now. Let's take a look. So here are the list of bot commands. Clan, player, Warlog, joke. Yeah, you can make. You can give it a little space. I think it's too much stacked together, sort of stuff. But anyway, you have now completed the bot, guys. So let's go ahead and commit. Congratulations on that. You have successfully built a bot. So we can say finished. Random joke generators and final implementation. I know, guys, this doesn't make sense what I'm saying. I'm just trying to type something and just show you that this is it. And let's go ahead and push the commit. And there you go. We have successfully pushed. Let's take a look. That is the case here. I'll just close I'll leave this link down in the below for the jokes API. And let's hit refresh. There you go. We now have joke, edit, and help. Right? Cool. Perfect, guys. So let's go back to our slide real quick. So now we have implemented all the information that is required to complete the part 3. And if you have been successful, then congratulations. And if you have any issue, leave down in the comment section. I'll try to get back to you. Now I want to give you some homework here, because I could have done this for you, all of you, and show you, but I think there's some bits that it requires learning, even though no matter how much I show you in the video or make a huge code base or make the length of the video long, it's unless you literally try yourself, it's really not going to help. Trust me. And so go ahead and implement. First thing first is the error handling. So you need to do some tests on the code, so making sure that all the allegations that you're making in your code are correct. So basically writing all the methods and whatnot. You can also write some test cases. So you can create some test cases based on all the attributes and check them against them to make sure that all the test cases are passed. That's something professional, but at a minimum level, go do the validations. So first validation and then try to do testings. The next thing is that, guys, in this API has a limit, right? If you read their documentation, it mentions there that they have a limitations for. They put this limitation because of to avoid spam. Now you can implement a lot of techniques in order to run your requests constantly. So you can run that 24/7. First thing first, you can do a business partnership with them and email them about it. And I doubt for such a small, they will do some partnership. The second one is that you programmatically do that. So what I do, you first, if you're not familiar with programming and concept like this, get them through, run them through sort of stuff, then come to build a logic. How do you solve a problem? This is a problem solving, right? It's all about problem solving. So try to solve that problem. And you should be good. If you do this 2 homework, you will be very much good. And now for beginners, make sure that you go through at least one of the courses online or textbooks, to learn about if statements, statement conditions, loops, and then variable. All these are used here. Like I kept it very simple, like a plan, but build up on that. You can use data structure and algorithms also to basically structure your data more clean and neat. So that's it, guys, for this session, and I'm really hoping to see on the part 4, which is where we're going to deploy our bot and see it in actions. And I'm hoping that you have enjoyed so far the journey with us. And again, thanks for watching and being with this long. Give it a like, share, and subscriptions to if you liked it, and help a content creator like me to basically create more content for you. And let me know also if you'd like to see any other stuff. I will give it a try at my best. And thank you. Bye bye.